Yeah. All right, we'll go live on YouTube now. All right. I'm Hector, and I'm joined here with Gilbert. Hope everyone's had a good New Year. How you've been, Gil, for your break, for your holidays?
Yeah, pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. It was great. I hope you all had a great break as well.
Yeah, I had a good break. We all think everyone enjoyed it. Good time off. New Year's, Christmas, spending time with family and whatnot. Uh,
Mm.
Good to unwind and whatnot. I'm sure everyone else is doing good as well. Hope everyone in chat and on the replay gang is doing well. It's a pretty. We had a pretty crazy start off to the new year. Quite a funny one, at least in like New Zealand. I never
Yeah.
expected this to be the story that I come back from holidays from.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I mean, we've all had a pretty good break, but I think yeah, it's just so much has happened in general, but this was just kind of the icing on the cake or the cherry on top, like
It's
this
like
is
pure
just
clown world stuff. It's like Green MP. Green MPs make nearly $200,000 a year, just MPs in general, and they
yeah.
got caught shoplifting not once but like twice
It's too
over the like
crazy.
New Year's and Christmas period. It just doesn't make any sense. So, and it's not just that. It's like Golriz shoplifted from this boutique and stole. I think it was like a lot. It was like $15,000 worth of like handbags and like
Yeah,
dresses and clothes and things.
yeah.
It's like
How
a
do you?
crazy amount. It's a crazy amount of money, and she just stole it. It's like, mate, I can't believe these brown people. They literally make, I don't know, probably like in the 90th percentile of
Mm,
wages,
mm,
getting nearly $200,000 a year for basically doing nothing.
mm,
And
yeah.
they still steal. The brown people just still shoplift things. They go, give me that, give me that, give me that, give me that, you
Yeah.
racist cracker.
Yeah, this is reparations,
Yeah,
yeah.
just be like reparations and shit.
Yeah, stealing these 18K dresses and shit, nigga. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's that's
So
wild. It kind of just boggles the mind how you could do something like that. Yeah, and be at that. Like usually at that pay scale, you don't engage in like petty larceny like that. It's, it's just
well, I
what they
mean,
might call blue collar crime. It doesn't really
yeah, I mean,
happen like that.
shoplifting's usually what like drug addicts do because they spend all
Yeah,
their money on drugs and can't afford anything else, or they like steal things to pay for drugs.
yeah. 15-year-olds at the dairy or
Yeah, like
something.
15-year-olds at the dairy stealing a pack of like Hubba Bubba or something.
Yeah.
Like, you don't
Not
expect it
even that.
to.
Even that's too old. Like little kids. Like I don't even know if. Oh well, some 15-year-olds. But yeah, it's like pretty. I don't know what was going through her head. Did you see anything about that? Like why
What was
she
going
would.
through her head was shit.
Yeah, well, that's certainly what's going through her head
Shit,
now.
didn't do nothing.
The racist white man caught me. This is racism and shit.
But I think also like the weird part is how it goes. Like the Green Party was aware of the allegations and was in contact with the boutique. So it's like,
Hmm.
was the Green Party trying to like pay them off so they didn't like go to the police and the media? Like it
Hmm.
sort of seems a bit fishy to me. And all of
Hmm.
these Green Party MPs are like very tight-lipped about it. Like there's been no information out of the Green Party. The police have barely said anything. They're like, yeah, there's charges laid,
Hmm.
and Golriz herself has fled the country. So she was a refugee to New Zealand. She came here from like Pakistan or something, and then she's
Yeah.
like fled the country again because she just couldn't help herself and steal like these. I need these designer dresses and shit. I ain't
Sounds
gonna
like
pay no white man.
yeah, kind of sounds like the behavior of another ethnic group. They'll escape from something bad, and then they'll do something else bad, and then they'll escape from that place.
Yes, I don't know where she's going to become a refugee from now, but I reckon there's a really good chance that Golriz just doesn't come back to New Zealand.
Yeah, how wild is that? Like you think probably
Like,
you would think most refugees would be like, oh, thank God I'm in New Zealand. I
but
can
most
work
refugees are
hard.
brown. Like that's what you have to keep in mind.
Yeah, well, Well, we're seeing now that yeah, that they're not like that. Other than maybe some, but yeah, the brown ones, yeah, sure, they're like, hey, yo, you owe me everything, or you was racist, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's yeah. So I guess she didn't feel like the former, but you'd think any normal person would think, oh, I'm so lucky to be here. Let me respect everything and so on and so forth. But it just boggles the mind, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, well, it says here in this article, this is actually quite a good article. I'm sort of surprised that the NZ Herald actually did a good write-up on this, but I guess it's so funny, even like our cucked journalists can see like the humor in it.
Mm,
But yeah, apparently she stole from the shop twice, and the Green Party's been in contact with them, and Golriz has fled the country and probably won't be coming back. It says right here, Garaman is on a long planned trip overseas, so I think there's a good chance, literally, she's gonna have to become a refugee in another country because she like, I need those handbags and shit, nigga. So I don't know where she's gonna become a refugee now. Maybe Ukraine or something. Maybe she can go join the Foreign Legion. That'd be pretty
yeah.
epic.
Maybe that's what she's doing. She's joining Hezbollah.
Oh yeah, maybe
Somewhere in
Hezbollah.
Iran.
Yeah, maybe she's
Yeah.
gonna finally just go to Hezbollah and
Or
join the
maybe she's gonna
struggle.
join the Houthi rebels or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't say where she was going overseas to,
Yeah,
so
that's weird. Yeah, is that like private information or something that you're not allowed
you,
to?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you'd think that would be fine to disclose, right? But
Yeah, it
I
would
find
be.
that a bit strange. Yeah.
But it's also strange, like this happened on I think I don't know when the first incident did, but the incident that everyone knew about happened on December 23rd, and we didn't learn about it till like 2 weeks later.
Mm, mm,
So I don't know like what's going on there. Like were the Green Party and the boutique in like a discussion to sort of give them hush money? I don't know. The police were silent on it. They didn't really say anything. The police didn't really say anything until 2 or 3 days after the articles had all come out. So it
mm,
seems like it was sort of being hushed up by the Green Party and the police.
mm. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they some. I'm sure they tried. That's just their tactics. If they're gonna do something like this, and if they're gonna be hit by motorcycles, then yeah, and blame it on the white man, then
But it's
yeah,
it's nuts. She stole
yeah.
$15,000 worth of goods. It's like that's worth
Mm.
more than like most people's cars.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Who can afford that? Yeah. How do you even steal all those dresses and handbag? I heard
I
it
think
was
the
even like
dress.
18K. Even
Yeah,
higher. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like literally stealing more than most people's cars worth. I know these dresses are sort of like they are, to be fair, like overpriced garbage, but
Mm.
it's what they were going for at the retail store. So she
Yeah.
must have stole at least like I don't know, three dresses and a handbag or something. Like
Mm.
it's a lot of
Mm.
stuff.
Yeah.
Did she do
Yeah.
like the whole thing like like the Maoris used to do when they'd go to like Hallenstein Brothers? They'd like wear the shirt and then they'll just like put a jacket over the shirt and leave or something. Is that totally? Is that so what she did? She just go to the dressing rooms, bring a whole bunch of shirts with her, and then just like put
Yeah.
a jacket over herself. It's like, no, I came in with these. Yeah, I came in with these, nigga. You be like racist and shit, cracker.
I think what she did is she walked in like with she walked in with like a backpack that had like a turban in it, and then she went into the and she wrapped a turban around her head and put all the dresses and handbags and jewels in the turban, and they walked out. They're like, "Hey, you weren't wearing that when you came in. Hey, you racist! You,
Hey, yo, you're racist.
yeah." Or what should we be doing? She's kind of looks like a Vegeta. Maybe she would have been like, "Oh, you were very racist," while bobbling her head. You should let me steal all these clothes. Fuck you. But yeah, she so I think she probably did the turban technique, but we'll see.
That's true. All right, we got a couple chats. Jupiter in chat. Oh, Jupiter. I don't know how you pronounce that. Jupiter
Jupiter.
in chat says, "I blame socio-economic factors, a legacy of a culture of crime, a
Yeah,
shadow of the legacy of the Adern regime." It's true. Adern made her do it.
yeah. Our 200K salary immigrants, it's just it's so hard on them. Even then, with all that money, white supremacy still just drives them to do these things that are obviously just not their fault at all. But it's out of necessity because of systemic racism. I really feel for her.
Yeah, and then he also says someone needs to get the goods someone needs to do the good work and get the clothing to these people of Gaza. Exactly.
Oh
There's
god.
reparations for Gaza. And then NZ Brit Bong says supposedly the owners of the boutique asked the Greens to keep it hushed down because they didn't want it to go viral in the national news. Well,
Oh,
they can't you can't really keep this hush. This is in the public interest. An elected MP
mm,
has been
mm,
caught shoplifting twice, and they stole something in the realm of $15,000 worth of goods.
mm,
Like that's pretty
mm.
serious. I'm pretty sure like in terms of like shoplifting and theft, if you steal something over like $1,000 worth of goods, like you pretty much get jail time for that. Like, you don't just
Yeah,
get a slap in the wrist. It's not like you're stealing like a pack of Hubba Bubba from the dairy.
yeah, yeah. Well, maybe that's why she gapped us, because like yeah, because maybe she was facing jail time. Because even to get lawyers to defend that, I
Oh yeah,
imagine
she's not
that
going
we.
to be able to get a public defender. She makes that much. Well, maybe she'll try to steal a lawyer. I mean, she is a lawyer. Maybe she'll represent herself.
Oh yeah, true. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That'll be sort of
Yeah.
funny if she does represent herself in court. That'll just sort of be the funniest outcome. But I just think she's just not going to come back to New Zealand. I think she's going to find a new home and back in like Pajitistan or something.
Tajikistan. Yeah. Well, yeah, probably. I mean, because that really is indefensible. Yeah. I don't know. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah.
All right.
Uh.
And then in a bit of trolling, I thought this was actually pretty hilarious.
Mhm.
This is pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Good from NZ first. Yeah.
We're ensuring real consequences for low-level crimes like shoplifting. I must say, New Zealand First has actually been like pretty good on the social media lately. I don't know why it took them this long. Like for the last like decade, they've been pretty slow to
Mm,
embrace the whole social media thing, and they used to just rely on the legacy media.
mm, mm,
So I don't know why it took them that long, but the social media game seems to be pretty much better than any other party right now,
mm,
and we'll
mm.
see if it stays that way.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, whoever's running it seems to be doing well so far. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah, like Twitter is basically like the new 4chan where like people can actually like speak freely and
yeah,
share
yeah.
memes and ideas. Like 4chan's filled with like shills and like feds these days,
Mm,
while the real
mm,
sort of discussion happens on like Twitter now, which is sort of funny considering
mm,
it's before Musk bought it, it was basically like a leftist shill
mm,
area, but
mm.
that has
It
actually
looks so
changed.
gay.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has actually changed, which is pretty good.
And it's great because it's also having like I've noticed it's having the effect of drawing people more rightwards and important discourse and discourse that is more to do with right wing perspective and right wing topics. So it's I mean Elon Musk has been actually helping with that endeavor, by focusing on black crime and Jayish stuff and a lot of other things as well. So
Well,
he's been
yeah,
really.
it's
Mm,
like the anti. I mean, just as a normal, just an example of Twitter, like the whole thing with like Israel and Keith Woods and Jake Shields and all those people pushing for like the anti-Israel perspective from the right
yeah,
instead of these like just cringe leftists that go, "Shit, Israel be like racist." Like
yeah,
so,
it's
like
so
the
stupid.
yeah.
Yeah, is that's as far as they go. Like there's nothing else. Total NPC, thinking. Like yeah, it's racist and it's white supremacist and they're being mean.
Yeah,
Duh.
that's
Like
basically it.
no investigation. Like left is a typical example. Like they're the perfect Shaboskoy. Like they only think up until a certain point, and they can't expand or asked, why is that or why is this the case? Why is this happening? It's just, "Oh, it's racist. Yeah, so it's good to see them finally embrace this as there is such a wave of right wing discourse and
Yeah, it's
so
definitely a change for the better, and Twitter has like way more reach than 4chan ever had.
yeah
Well,
yeah
4chan has
yeah
like the littlest reach it's ever had in its history because it's just filled with shills.
mm,
Like
mm, yeah.
no one uses 4chan anymore because it's filled with shills and like retards.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. It's awful there. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, we have Twitter now, so I mean, they could just do
Twitter.
whatever. Yeah. I mean, that this is where the the space is. This is where the real public square. So finally, we've branched out from 4chan, and now
4chan and Telegram. I mean, Telegram's good. I like Telegram, but
oh yeah.
it doesn't have the same reach as like Twitter.
Mm.
And I like Gab as well, but that's sort of the same as well. Well, anyways, that's pretty much it for New Zealand news. Not really much else has happened here.
Mm.
We'll get into like the big international story, of course.
Yeah. I'll just say, we'll to all our viewers, we'll carry when we have maybe next week, when we have some more time, we'll cover the Barry Young, the guy who released all the government
Oh,
data surrounding. Yeah, but
yeah,
we should
we
probably
actually do
dedicate
need
it.
to cover that at some
Yeah,
point.
but I mean that guy's a New Zealand's. Well, that guy's just a hero. That guy's a hero of humanity. So but we should probably dedicate like a good chunk of time
Yeah,
to
we'll need to
to
sort of like get
yeah.
ready for that and actually sort
Mm,
of read what's going on there because that
yeah,
sort of happened
yeah.
when I was on holiday. I think you're on holiday as well, so I haven't actually had a good chance to go over that.
Yeah, yeah. No, so everybody, don't worry, guys. We'll cover that in depth, and we'll really try and get that story when we do cover it. Take all the links, all the information, and start collating it now if you want in your own hard drives or whatever. Take as much of the websites and the links you can surrounding that story, and show your friends and family because that is a big kahuna of a red pill. I mean
Hmm.
that's irrefutable. I mean, how can they? It's almost as irrefutable as Gorla's Graham. Shoplifting.
Is there like CCTV footage of that? Like,
Yeah, I
we
want
need
to
to see
see
the
that.
footage. We
I
need to.
want to see that. Yeah, yeah. And you know what's even funnier? I just thought that it would be funnier if like they found her guilty through the due process or whatever, and she actually had to come back. Like they somehow managed to get her back to New Zealand. Like they extradited her from Bajitistan or whatever. But yeah, I don't know if they can do that. Well, once they're gone, they're kind of gone. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like a 90% chance she's not coming back to New Zealand,
yeah,
which I think is
yeah, because
hilarious.
she could just say no, right? Especially if she's in like Iran or like yeah, Tajikistan. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it would be great if like New Zealand first like put up a hashtag saying like release the CCTV footage or something. Yeah,
Release the Scotty cut or something. Like, we need
yeah,
to see the footage.
yeah. Jeez. Poor Scotties, man. I don't think they'll be voting green anytime soon.
Well, the thing is, it's like a bourgeois socialist. It's in Ponsonby, so it's like bourgeois socialist green voter
Ah,
area. So it's like
oh,
a bit like they were green
yeah,
voters themselves, and that's why they wanted to keep it hushed. But that's still pretty funny.
yeah, yeah.
Like it's
That's
like
yeah,
champagne socialists like literally stealing your goods. I guess they are like communists and like the whole
yeah,
like communism is an ideology about stealing property. So I
yeah.
guess that sort of adds up.
Yeah, that actually does make sense. Yeah, Commissar Gorla's Graham. But yeah. Okay, cool. So
I
that's
am
that's the
nationalizing this dress in the interests of the people.
yeah, it's going straight to my closet. But when do we get to wear the dress? No, no, yeah. It's yeah, that's just that's so weird that something like that. I feel like there's like a lot of weird things that have just been happening that have really just like are so memeable, right now, and just it almost sounds too silly to be real. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, we got a chat saying we need to find out where she is holidaying because there's been holidaying in Iran every year since she was a refugee. Expresses
Mm.
how much of a scam it is. Like, so wait, she was holidaying in Iran,
I
where
think
she,
she's from there.
yeah, isn't she like meant to be a refugee from there, and she's apparently holidaying there every year?
Wait, yeah, wait, what the hell?
I didn't even know
She's
that.
holidaying in
She's holidaying in the country that she ran, apparently fled from.
What the fuck? Yeah. What the? That's like a Jew like going back to Auschwitz or something and
Well, they
just
do that.
oh yeah, you're right. Oh god. Okay, I just woke up not too long ago, so I think I'm a bit. But yeah, they do that, right? Yeah. Do you think she's doing? I wonder what she's doing right now. If Gorlas, if you're listening to this, can you just like send us
Can
some
you call in,
Snapchats
Golriz?
or TikToks?
Call into the
She just
chat, Golriz, if you're listening.
yeah, yeah. We want to see take some selfies and tell us what you're up to if you're wearing a hijab or a niqab or a turban, and I don't know even what they do in Iran. I guess they just eat kebabs all day or something. I don't know.
Oh wait,
But
no. Jupiter says he doesn't know if that she's holidaying there, but she might be. Okay, so it's not
mm,
certain, but they're not
oh, okay.
saying where she is, which is sort of strange. Like,
Yeah, where else would she go? It's
yeah,
kind
I got Gaza, hopefully.
of.
All right.
Oh God.
Well, speaking of tunnels and Jews, we'll go on to our next story.
Mm,
So this is also the crazy start to 2024. It's like the bad year for the Jews, I guess. Bad start. The
mm,
Jewish uh, child sacrifice tunnels have been exposed under the
mm,
Chabad temple in New York.
mm,
So I'm sure you all know it. Like, it's pretty infamous at this point. There was the
mm,
tunnels. They were dug by these Jews over the last couple of months, and they've found like bloodstained mattresses, baby's high chair, like baby toys, all
mm,
sorts of crazy stuff. You got like Jews crawling out of sewer gates and fleeing from the police. Like it's
mm.
some pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, but bloody rags, disposable
Yeah,
pee pads, high chairs, pla like
I got a lot of
plastic
tabs of this.
black, yeah, bags. Yeah, and they were like they were like
Just look at
washing
this. What
machines.
is this
Yeah,
optics?
yeah, this really is
It's
the
like sewer rat Jew coming out of the sewers.
yeah,
Oy vey, the goyim no, I've been found out.
yeah, that's it. No one else does this, you know? Like no one else thinks like this.
Oy vey, I've been found out.
Like
I like how he slaps the guy as well as like recording him. But like, cause
yeah,
he's like, a Jew and probably never like done any manual labor his entire life. It's like the weakest slap you can think of.
yeah, yeah.
It's like the weakest slap.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Just
Like,
lifting pages of the Zohar every day. That's all the work he does. But yeah, it's like typical like villain, like 1950s villain where they crawl out of the sewer. Like maybe that's where it came from. I don't know. I mean we know like the hook nose stereotype, and rubbing the hands together is basically from that. But
well, you got the troll under the bridge, but you've also got the Jew under the synagogue.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think some of them probably were underneath the bridge, right? Because like New
Well,
York.
no one actually told us where these tunnels go. Like, there hasn't
Mm,
been like, did the police map out the tunnels and find out where they go? Because as far as I'm aware, it hasn't happened
no,
yet. They just
I
like
think
go,
they're.
wow,
Mm,
look, these wacky Jews have a tunnel under there. That's
yeah,
like the
that's
mainstream coverage is like these wacky Jews, they have a tunnel under their synagogue. Whoa, that's crazy.
yeah. Like no, really, like no investigation, no nothing.
Like
Um,
no diligence or anything like that. Like
yeah,
no one actually
yeah.
tried to
They're
figure out where
filling
these
it with
tunnels go.
cement.
Well, they've already filled it up. So
Yeah.
apparently.
So yeah, apparently, so apparently the all the evidence is destroyed, and now you can't. Just like Ground Zero, right? I mean,
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
uh,
Where does that do the tunnels go to like ground zero? Like
yeah,
what's
and
going on here? Do they go
that,
to the World Trade Center site? Like when were these tunnels dug? Were there
mm,
any evidence of explosives in there? Like we need to know.
yeah, yeah. And what's all the weird material? And you've got like a washing, like a mop in a wash bucket there, and the yellow bucket, and
Yeah, like
adult
dirty rags,
clothes and shoes hung up like that,
baby
and
chair.
baby chair, bloody rags. Yeah, look at all this stuff. Like, I mean, this is actually quite serious. But yeah, the police officer that was saying like, we don't do that here in America, like
What,
trying to
you don't do child blood sacrifices in America?
yeah,
What?
yeah, that was pretty
Oy
funny. Yeah.
vey, you stupid goyim, let us do our child blood sacrifices, you bigot.
Yeah, that cop, people were laughing because he just seemed like a typical, like stereotypical Italian American cop, but apparently he had like a nickname, like he was called the Rabbi or something. Like some officers referred to him as the Rabbi. So
So he's
yeah,
known.
yeah, I mean, who knows? I'm not sure why. There were many articles released about that, but I'm not sure why that was, why they called him the rabbi, but that seems highly, suspect. Like, what was? I guess like they have their tentacles everywhere, right? But yeah, I wonder. Like maybe they received like a what do you call it when you receive something from the landlord, like it's sort of like a permit, and that they
Yeah,
have a right to search your house or to
like a
see if
warrant.
anything. Yeah, warrant, not a permit. Yeah, the opposite, or opposite. But yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, who knows? I thought that was an interesting tidbit of information, but yeah, basically everybody's anti-Semitic now because they see the bloody child mattresses and yeah. But anyway,
Yeah, it's weird. I actually was looking on. I think the like mattress video got swept because I was trying to find it on Twitter earlier. The one of where they pull the mattress out specifically, and I couldn't find it. It
mm,
seemed to get swept up.
I think I've got it. It wasn't just one mattress though. There were like five of them, like five different mattresses that were like stained and bloodied.
Yeah, well, it's
Um,
like some Simon of Trent stuff going on there. Like, Jews have
mm,
a long history. There's been hundreds of cases. Simon of
mm,
Trent's just sort of like the most well-known one,
mm,
where, literally, as revenge against Christianity, they
mm,
literally bloodlet a Christian child
and drank his
as a
blood.
blood as a blood
Mm,
ritual.
yeah, and that's just what they do. That's the Judaism is a weird, arcane kind of magical religion that believes in blood magic, and and this is for all the Q people, like this is where the blood magic sort of satanic ritual adrenochrome rituals come from. That this is like the earliest recordings in these sort of Jewish Babylonian cults, and this is the earliest I can see where it comes from. So yeah, yeah, there's a lot of videos out there, but anyway, would you like to
Yeah, we'll
proceed
play
with
this
it?
one. Oh, well, there was Simon of Trent.
Mm. Should we read some of these, or
It's going pretty quick.
yeah, it's
Which one should we read there? Do you want to read some of
yeah,
those? I'll let you do some reading.
okay. What the Talmud teaches about Christians in Aboda Zara, it says a Jew must not associate himself with Gentiles because they're given to the shedding of blood. Um, because they're given to the shedding of blood. Okay, so he's saying they're like naturally animalistic or violent. In the Sanhedrin 74b Tosiphoth, it says the sexual intercourse of a goy is like that of a beast. Um, we can quote here also what is said in Orach Chaim 57 6a. If pigs are to be pitied when they suffer from disease because their intestines are similar to ours, how much more should the akum be pitied when thus affected? I believe akum refers to Christians.
Yeah.
Um, in the tract Makoth 7b, he is said to be guilty of killing, except when, if intending to kill an animal, he kills a man by mistake, or intending to kill a goy, he kills an Israelite. Right. Okay. Mm. Want me to keep going?
Yep.
It is not permitted to imitate the customs of the Akum, nor to act like them, nor is it permitted to wear clothes like the Akum,
Yeah,
to nor to,
this is literally why these Hasidic Jews dress like
mm,
weirdos and have the
yeah,
curly
yeah,
hair.
like
It's the
cosplayers.
Shylock, Shylock cosplayer type thing.
Nor to comb the hair as they do. Neither must Jews build houses that look like temples of the Akum. What? But Jews don't build houses.
Yeah, Jews
Well,
don't do
no.
any manual labor. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
Christians.
think that's actually a thing. I think like the Jews literally paid like some Mexicans to dig the tunnel as well, so they didn't even dig it themselves.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's Yeah, I was thinking. I thought about that. How did they dig it if? And then migrants. Yeah, all the migrants coming over the border. Yeah, but heretics, traitors. So, lastly, the Talmud commands that Christians are to be killed without mercy. In the Aboda Zara, it says heretics, traitors, and apostates are to be thrown into a well and not rescued. Wow, that's
It really makes you think when you think about like that in relation to just like the mass slaughter that's going on in like Gaza.
yeah, a lot of this stuff. Yeah, I mean, there are so many like great videos exposing how bloodthirsty these people actually are in secret. Um, If it can be proved that someone has betrayed Israel 3 times or has given the money of Israelites to the Akum, a way must be found after prudent consideration to wipe him off the face of the earth. um, Renegades who turn to the pleasures of the Akum and who become contaminated with them by worshipping stars and planets as they do are to be killed. What the hell? That's literally what they do.
bit
They
bit
literally
of
worship stars and planets.
yeah, a bit of projection there.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that's where it's. Yeah, that's literally what they do. they they're literally all about astrology and anyway. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we got some more from Seba Mikia. The Jews are human beings, but the nations of the world are not human beings, but beasts. Simeon Hadarson, Folio 56D. When the Messiah comes, every Jew will have 2,800 slaves.
Only 2,800 saves? Oy
Yeah.
vey, we need 6 million slaves, you smelly goyim.
Midrash Talpoth, page 225. Jehovah created the non-Jew in human form so that the Jew would not have to be served by beasts. The non-Jew is consequently an animal in human form and condemned to serve the Jew day and night.
Just cracking
And they
open my Monster Energy drink. I don't know if you could hear that or not.
and they literally I mean that's how they actually treat people like in Israel and stuff.
Yeah, well, it's like no, this is like you read stuff like this, and then it's like not very surprising when you just
Mm,
hear like the utter disregard for humanity
mm,
and
mm,
absolute like bloodlust and
mm.
savagery that Jews have
Yeah.
for people they perceive to be their enemies.
Yeah, there's actually like a good video online of a Chabad ceremony. Oh, I
Oh,
think
sorry, I'll share that back for you.
yeah. Um yeah, when you're ready. Yeah. Oh, no worries. But anyway, yeah, it's I maybe you have that up a bit later, but yeah, the yeah, I said in Israel, but yeah, they treat everybody like even in people's own nations, they treat them like that because they think yeah, so like that they own everybody or that they're superior to everyone. So
Oh, it says that right
yeah,
there. They consider the goyim or the yakum
mm,
to be beasts, like no
mm,
more than beasts, basically.
Could you go back to that actually? I think I'm
I
looking at a
think
different
I
page.
closed the tab, so uh,
Yeah. Anyway, that's cool. We can
yeah, so
move on.
I closed that tab. Sorry.
Do you want to go Control Shift T? You might be able to get it back.
I'll see if I can get it back.
Yeah, if you go,
Is that
if you
it?
want.
Oh yeah, there we go. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So I'll keep reading if that's cool. Yeah. Okay. So that's Midrash. Tosefta Aboda. If a goy kills a goy or a Jew, he was responsible. But if a Jew kills a goy, non-Jew, he is not responsible. Yeah. I mean, that's why I mean, that they're able to. Maybe that's why they just don't care about killing so many Gazans, and like how Epstein was and Weinstein. That all these people are able to avoid like a court of law for so long. But
It's actually
anywho,
sort of nuts. Like, how long was Epstein like trafficking children for? For about 40 years or something?
yeah, and during like I think like half that time, like people knew, and he was very controversial subject, and yeah, they were doing it openly. They had little young girls like yeah, just openly doing stuff for men who would walk in and out. I mean, it's basically confirmed. Or like it's highly suspect that Dershowitz
Yeah,
Even
Dershowitz was
yeah,
involved. I mean, there's lots of people involved. We'll see
Gates
how
as
that
well.
develops because there's still documents releasing pretty much like over the
Mm,
next month or so.
mm,
So
mm,
we'll see how that develops as it happens.
Shulkan Aruch Joridia. A Jew is permitted to rape, cheat, and perjure himself, but he must take care that he is not found out, so that Israel may not suffer.
To show you the meme. Oy vey, I've been found out. Shut it down.
That's so crazy, man. A Jew is permitted to rape, cheat, and perjure himself. what the, what the heck, man? I mean, that is just, and that's in their holy book.
Yeah,
That's
it's in their laws. It's in the
that is
rabbinical laws, basically.
yeah. So they can rape, cheat, and lie about it that they didn't do any of that. But just as long as you don't get found out, I mean, it just says it all there, doesn't it? Yeah, yeah. But don't get found out because at least they're kind of honest in a way because they're like Israel. That they know they have
Yeah,
kind of links to Israel. That if they're caught, it will be reflective of because they're so tiny in number
yeah.
that it will be representative of the all of Israel, but which is kind of true. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, maybe I'll stop pronouncing these names. But a Jew may rob a goy, that is, he may cheat him in a bill if unlikely to be perceived by him. Um, yeah. All property of other nations belongs to the Jewish nation, which consequently is entitled to seize upon it without any scruples. Yep,
Well,
that's
that's sort
definitely
of
true.
why that's sort of also why like communism is the secular version of Judaism
Well,
because
yeah, I mean,
in
mm,
communism no one's allowed to have private property. It's basically the elite, and it's the same thing with
mm,
Judaism. No one's allowed to have private property except for like Satan's chosen.
yeah, that's right. I mean, yeah, communism is Talmudic. I mean, it is perfect. I mean, even the hammer is supposed to be like the Maccabean hammer, and I think even the sickle has its sort of representation and that kind of mythology or that understanding of such about reaping souls.
Yeah,
But in any case, yeah, yeah, and I mean, you just see it today. They think they own all of Europe and America. Well, they certainly are the ones who are destroying it, causing it to implode. And then, of course, we see all the destruction in the Middle East. Yeah, they truly want to seize it and gain more and more power. I continue, and or the Talmud continues. An Orthodox Jew is not bound to observe principles of morality towards people of other tribes. He may act contrary to morality if profitable to himself or to Jews in general. Yeah, wow, that's uh, that's pretty.
it
Yeah, I mean
really
that's
makes you think.
yeah, yeah. The eight genders in the Talmud. Yeah, that's another thing. Mm.
Only eight? I thought it'd be 6 million.
Yeah, yeah. So very, very strange. And this, I don't know why, but this event, has really exploded. Caused a lot of these Talmud passages to explode, and
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing people are getting educated. I think it's like this, plus, yeah, the stuff that's been going on with Gaza is just people going like, what the heck is going on here?
mm, yeah, because it really makes people wonder, like, holy crap, why are they so insanely violent towards these people?
Yeah.
Like, I don't follow Al Jazeera, but they're very good at they have like a timeline of all the insane things like that have been
Wait,
happening
I'll be right
and
back.
this genocide. Oh yeah, sure thing. Yeah, I'll just continue. So like, yeah, like of course I'm not like a fan of Al Jazeera or whatever. I know they're Iran propaganda machine,
All
and
right, I'm back.
you know
Sorry.
cool. Oh, cool. And like they're very left wing. Support all the shit lib talking points. But like, yeah, you hear about like pregnant woman with their hands up, and they'll just the IDF will just like machine gun them or like uh just innocent civilians like that. It's just insane. Basically, they just kill. they've been killing everyone. If you look at that Al Jazeera timeline, it's probably still up there if you visit the website. You'll just see like all the massacres that have been happening, and how just just ridiculous violence that the IDF is committing. But oh, we're supposed to believe that they're the most moral army on in history.
It's like,
Well,
come on,
thanks,
that's
Sam.
just
Show.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that I mean maybe moral to their Talmud.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That
that's the yeah, I guess that's the morals they're following.
yeah, yeah. So in that way, yeah, the quote unquote morals, Jewish morals, you know, yeah, that maybe that's what NZ First. Another thing NZ First should get trending is quote unquote Jewish morals. Yeah, those good old fashioned Judeo morals that keep our countries burning to the ground. But yeah, anyway, yeah,
So this is
yeah. So I
where
mean, it's a
oh, sorry.
pardon me.
I was going to
Oh
say
yeah,
this is where the tunnel Jew came out of the sewers, is like next to a children's museum, and there's like a really
yeah,
creepy like rape van looking thing there, like rabbis on it, called the
yes.
Marvitsa tank.
Urban
So
moving systems, yeah.
that's
Yeah, like
sort of a bit weird.
who wants to buy ice cream with an old
He
man's
wants to buy
vagina
ice
on
cream
the
from a
back?
rabbi. It's like, what's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on here?
Who wants to do that? Like that is the creepiest ice cream anyone could buy. Yeah, so yeah, and of course that was connected to a children's museum. Interesting,
Yeah, so
huh?
at least one of the tunnels like went to a children's museum, which is pretty strange.
Mm. Yeah, I wonder yeah, what
The
else it was
ADL's
connected
already
to.
trying to sweep it up.
Yeah, there you go.
Truth revealed. But yeah, I mean that's where one of the tunnels went. But there's been sort of it got filled up by the police. So I'm never really going to learn where these tunnels actually went.
No, unfortunately, that's yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a real great shame. But I mean, that kind of acts as its own. Yeah, how much power do they have over the police? Because you would think that the police would. I mean, it's New York, so. But yeah, it is interesting how just right then and there they were able to fill it up like that. So really makes you think. How much power does this sect even, or the ethnic Jews, how much power do they command over the police force?
Well, I
And
mean, there are, Jews are like something like 20% of the population of New York City, so probably a lot.
mm, mm, yeah,
And
yeah,
that's where like Epstein had one of his like mansions, right? He had like one of his villas that overlooked Central Park, if I remember correctly, like
mm,
penthouse.
yeah, yeah, interesting, interesting. But yeah, it's good that these passages are circulating around. Anyway, this is now I believe they refer to. I
Is
just
that
want to say it
Golriz?
forward.
What the? Is this where
Yeah.
Golriz went?
God. Jeez. Yeah, maybe she's got off to the Clinton Foundation, and yeah,
We
she's
found
the
her.
new
We found Golriz.
she's the new Huma Abedin. Yeah, horrific Hillary Clinton snuff film circulating on the dark web. I believe this is on Tor, where the Tor browser where this is circulating. Um, don't look it up, but it's referred to as Frazzle Drip, and apparently it's real. I haven't gone and looked into it. I haven't watched it or gone any. I don't want that on my computer. I suggest that you guys don't look it up because apparently the cops who went onto Anthony Weiner's laptop and went into the folder life insurance just opened this file up and saw what was in the video, and apparently it was Hillary Clinton and Huma Abedin uh, in a satanic ritual, basically like taking off
Were they in like tunnels
surgically.
under a synagogue or something? Like, is that where they were?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe who knows? We don't know. Maybe this in tunnels like that, that Chabad constructs. Maybe it's quite possible they do things like that because they're into all that, blood ritual, satanic magic stuff. So it's quite feasible. But yeah. Should I just give a brief description of what happened in the film, or is that a bit too disturbing, Hector?
If you can do it in a way that I guess isn't too graphic.
Yeah. Okay, well they basically yeah, it kind of sounds bad any way I say it, but they removed a child's face and basically took turns wearing it,
Oh,
and
that's pretty mess. That's bad.
yeah, what and of course the kid wasn't as part of the adrenochrome ritual as it goes. Yeah, that there was no. I mean, as if it doesn't make it's not like it makes it too much. It's already awful, but yeah, the child was awake, and these cops, these veteran cops who had been serving for like their whole life, and they'd seen everything, that they'd seen it all. That these were hardened cops. They after seeing it, that they were driven to severe depression and killed themselves. They committed suicide
Well,
because
did
it
they
was just
actually
so
commit suicide?
horrible. Yeah, yeah. Apparently, it's real. They. Oh, wait, sorry. What did you say?
I said, did they actually commit suicide? Like, was a suicide actually a suicide?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's what has been reported is that they killed themselves, and after just not being able to that they were just extremely depressed and just I guess damaged, psychologically damaged after seeing what they saw. So, but yeah, I mean, I was shocked about reading that myself, because it's like, I mean, like we all kind of know this sort of stuff goes on, but at the same time, you hear about it, and it's still like shocking, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but yeah, that's Clinton and Uma, so that's probably why they were so scared during Trump's election and the revealing of Pizzagate, because I mean, if that's what they do in the open like that, imagine what they yeah do privately if they're into that kind of creepy crap, But anyway, yeah, here's a bit of interesting news. Top ISIS leader captured in Benghazi, exposed as Israeli Mossad agent. So I mean, yeah, that's
Well,
more.
ISIS was run by Mossad
Yeah, there
to
you
keep
go.
like all their neighbors in states of complete chaos. No
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
I would
exactly.
have
It's
never
these
seen that coming.
proxy groups controlled by Mossad that they use to,
It was
yeah.
interesting that ISIS would attack like every single one of Israel's neighbor, but never actually attacked Israel. I always thought that was sort
Mm.
of strange.
Well, when they did attack Israel, they had to send a formal apology
Yeah, I
to,
remember that now. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, and also, the ISIS has been riding around and using and riding around in U.S. and Israeli equipment and Humvees, American Humvees. So it's like, where are they getting all this stuff on? And thing about that, it's interesting. Biden moving everybody out of Afghanistan, where they just left all that equipment there,
yeah.
and then we see these highly trained, professional-looking groups in Afghanistan with all this, high-tech gear. It's like, well, hold on, what is really going on
Hey
here?
yo,
You
hold
know,
up.
yeah, is this just sloppiness, or is this, and it's highly suspect. I mean, that's like a perfect dump to give to uh, Mossad-backed proxies in the Middle East to continue perpetual chaos and destabilization in the region. I mean, that they really do want a greater Israel. I mean, this is what they're doing, and you know, this war in the Middle East that is continuing right now. But yeah, so very, very revealing. This is what they do. They have, again, they have their tentacles everywhere. So did you have anything else you wanted to say about that?
No, I think yeah, anyone that sort of looked into ISIS knew that it was an Israeli proxy. I mean, the entire like civil war in Syria basically like caused by Mossad to keep their
Mm,
one of their geopolitical neighbors and sort of rivals in a
mm,
state of chaos and
mm,
severely
mm.
weakened.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the U.S. is fighting them right now as well. So that's so much for Biden's promise of never going back into the Middle East. Oh yeah, we'll just dump a load of U.S. weapons and continue fighting like 4 different wars in the Middle East battles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's a good meme. Yeah, Ben Shapiro. This story is nuts. Yeah,
Whoa, this
so
is crazy.
yeah, and then someone and based memes on Twitter or on X replied, "What's nuts is the Jews building child sex trafficking tunnels in New York City, and you refuse to comment on it." Yeah. So, and then it has Mario going down into the sewers and yeah, sees a bunch of
So is this going to be the
memes.
sequel to the Mario movie?
Yeah, that would be epic if it was. Yeah, yeah. So there you go. I mean, yeah, that's yeah. It really is a bad time. All their kind of jury and tactics are being exposed. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we got Hyperborea in chat. He says, "Long live the paragliders." Well, we
Yeah,
can't comment too much on that because we got a strike on YouTube, and I think we talked
yeah.
about groups in the Middle East too much, I guess.
I think what we can say though, just we were talking about, Mossad-backed proxies. Hamas even has its been infiltrated and has like Mossad leaders apparently. But
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised. There's a
yeah. So
fair few informants in there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Talking about belief systems and religions, here we have Owen Benjamin, um, the proud crusader, crusading against. I've got to say personally, I mean, this guy's an American hero. After seeing what this guy's been doing, like that, this has been so long in the making. Like I've been waiting for this to come out, because it's just so horrible that you know something like this exists. So I'll just say that. But yeah, I'll read what he says. I think we should build a firewall between America and India. Our sane and civilized words drive them absolutely insane. Pray for the Maldives, such a pristine, beautiful place. My friends had their honeymoon there and said it was like heaven. Yet so close as a subcontinent, drowning in actual poop. Keep the poop out of the Maldives, Pajit. And there you have the picture of respect all beliefs, the Kali Yuga lady, and then no, I don't think I will. Yeah, but yeah, he's been doing, as far as I'm concerned, God's work. I mean, and what world is like brushing your teeth with boo and eating boo boo and bathing in boo boo, and having all kinds of poo products. Like, well, how is that acceptable? How is that okay? Like, just for that, there should be like a moratorium on certain countries. An immigration moratorium. Like, it's like totally unacceptable. To for that to and to let those kinds of people in, if you know what I mean. It's gotten so bad that in Canada they have like cow poop businesses where like
Really?
it's not like for manure for farmers in Canada. It's like it's a business like a Indian
So you can
business
like
that
bathe in it
for
or something?
yeah, like healthcare, like skincare products, and like toothpastes with
Yeah.
powdered cow poo, and um yeah, and lots of other like healthcare hygiene, quote unquote again, like
Poo hygiene.
I use hygiene very loosely when it comes to the we'll call it the subcontinent for YouTube's sake, so we don't get another strike. But yeah, it's like it's a big business in Canada now is cow poop, because of course there's a lot of Pajits in Canada who believe that it's this like they think it's like magic or something. They have such a reverence for cows and their cow poo, and pee.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
really. It's just bizarre.
yeah, yeah. Well, they are from you know that they are related to Australoids. The So people like in Papua New Guinea, the Australian Aboriginals, and if you guys have seen the documents that the British soldiers and seafarers and bishop priests or pastors, the missionaries, excuse me, that what they recorded in their diaries about the Aboriginals, scientists and whatnot, you begin to see, ah, now these people do not think like their thinking is so far beyond what is considered like we would think that's insane, basically,
Yeah.
based on their recordings. So when I realized that, I went, oh, okay, so this is why, in India, what why it's so ass backwards, as the Americans would say. You know, it's a completely just like yeah, very, very odd, very, very odd. But all cultures are equal, I guess, right?
Not really.
Yeah. Yeah. Not at all. Not at all. No- Nothing could be. It's like I don't want to sound like a redditor, but it really is like that. You're like no, 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 no.
Well, speaking of
But
protests, I read this a couple of days ago.
mm,
Oh wait, share this tab instead. Canada,
yeah.
international students protest outside of a Gloma university after failed repeatedly. And then the
Mm.
protest sign says, "Please come talk to us. We need explanation." So it's like can't even use like proper grammar. They're like,
Yeah, yeah,
why
yeah,
you fail us? You
yeah,
racist.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I think that's the reason why people were failed.
We
Yeah.
need explanation. Do not redeem.
Yeah. Do not redeem the needful. Yeah, but I mean that's part of the problem. Like, it's so bad in Canada right now that you have throngs of people who cannot even speak English. Like, it's
They complain that they're getting failed at like university level education when they can't even like use uh
mm,
grade school level grammar.
yeah, and it's prompting like a lot of like the Canadians are really getting pissed off, and there's like a lot of like racism and or so there's a lot of shade being tossed at them. I think there's even like scams, like like there's so many coming over that like I guess Canadians have resorted to scams on Indians and. Well, it's just like so messed up there. There's no jobs available. So even if you
Yeah,
do
no
get a degree,
houses. There's like I think like the
yeah,
I think Canada said like they wanted to import like 1 million Pidgeots or something, even though there's like
yeah,
literally no room for them. It just does. I
it's
don't really don't get it.
It's like yeah, I mean it's crazy. Even Justin Trudeau, it's like okay, how are you gonna incorporate these people in? What are they gonna do? And it's so bad that they have Pajeets like sleeping out in tents, out in the literal snow, like thick snow. That they have them in tents because they can't. I guess they can't afford a hotel or something. But yeah, it's insane, man. It's really crazy. So it's just man, Canada's tearing apart at the seams demographically and socio-culturally, I guess. But yeah, this is what we have. We have the Pepe showing the lifting up the grate, showing the Jew Pepe.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was pretty funny.
Yeah, Lord Spaghetti says, "Yo, if you're going to post about the Jew tunnels, at least give the proper context. They found the tunnels at the literal Chabad World's headquarters. The most powerful Jews from every country fly in and out of here to discuss how to influence leaders of their host nation. They have been in the ear of every president since you have been alive." Yeah, so yeah, they have a lot of influence. You have down on the bottom right, you have Burel Lazar, or otherwise known as Putin's
Yeah,
rabbi.
it wasn't. Yeah, I was about to say that. It wasn't like but even back when like Putin was in the KGB, he had like some rabbi as one of his closest advisors.
Yeah, no, he's been very close to his whole life. I mean, he was raised by Jews. When Putin's parents were out working, they were too poor to afford time to raise him when he came back from school. So there was like a neighboring family of Hasidic Jews who would take him in and teach him you know Jewish stuff, and he would play with them, and then his wrestling coach. His wrestling coach, I forget his name, but he had two Jewish friends he would wrestle with, and he thought of his wrestling coach to be like a father, and he cried at his funeral, and yeah, so his whole life basically, Jews have been a very strong influence on him. So it's interesting, but yeah, you can even see Donald Trump, Obama, Bush, Reagan, Clinton. Um, it goes back even further than that. LBJ.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think even
The
yeah,
new is the new
Malay.
Argentinian guy, Malay.
Yeah, I mean that's highly suspect. So I think you have is that Fortune? Oh, that's Bush Senior. Yeah, of
Zelensky?
course you have. Yeah, geez, look at it's such a sinister kind of. Even just looking at these photos, you get a real kind of. Look at them. It's not like a benevolent kind of like posture, is it? They're kind of leaning over. Look at their faces. They're like, sign it, sign it, sign it,
Yeah, I
sign it.
know.
You know
They
what I
look
mean?
like they look like this. They don't look very friendly, do they?
Yeah, no, no. It's a very ominous sort of
Yeah, ominous is a good way to
like a
describe it.
yeah, odious, kind of ominous, kind of mafia-like, kind of like they're pressuring him to. And look at Senior's face over there, like he's going, ah, fuck these, like yeah. And in every photo, like, I just it was in the back of my mind, but in every photo, you look at them and it's like, yeah, see, it's like it's awkward,
Hmm.
it's weird, it's awkward. Like, look at he looks like, look at them, they look like Gimlis or something.
Yeah, this one sort of does look like. Some of them do look like some of the dwarves from The Hobbit or something.
What the fuck? Yeah, gee, look at that woman on the right. Goodness gracious.
Jeez Louise,
It's like
that's
the
a real
Witch of
like
Henwood.
gobliner type thing going on there.
Yeah. Jeez, so yeah, it's weird. I've noticed that the way they're standing, yeah, strange, very very strange. Um, but yeah, but these people basically, yep,
Oh,
Borelli
this one
Czar.
seems pretty friendly with Putin. To be
Yeah,
fair.
yeah, yeah. This is one of the only friendly ones. Yeah, it's yeah. Putin's like, "What? You want me to start up Soviet Union again? Okay." But yeah, they're very close. He follows him around wherever, basically. And yeah, look at this. Yeah. Who are these people in my office? What are they doing here? Yeah. See, it's weird, man. It's very weird. Mm. Like they don't have a relaxed posture either. It's like
Yeah, the only
tense.
one with a relaxed posture was the one that was talking to Putin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He knows. He knows that.
Oh, these ones seem sort of relaxed around Zelensky as well, but I guess he is a fellow tribe member, so.
Yeah, yeah. They seem a bit more. Yeah, again, they seem a bit more. Yeah, their body language is a bit more relaxed. But mm, interesting, huh? Oh, what's
Yeah.
that? Go down a bit. Go
This one?
down. But no, down a
Oh,
bit more.
whoops.
Oh, okay. Oh, don't worry.
Down
It's
more? Oh, this.
yeah, what's this? A tunnel or something? What's this? This hole apparently was dug. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's just showing them more.
Tunnel. I don't think I've seen this
Yeah.
photo.
That if you think about it, it's so dangerous. Like, what if yeah, there was a structural
Yeah,
anomaly and it all.
they don't look. It's just, it's overseen by Jews that don't know anything about construction, and dug
Yeah,
by Mexicans that don't care anything about safety standards. So
yeah, or don't haven't had any formal building or construction experience. Yeah, if they hit a water pipe or hit a structural, thing, it could have all collapsed. The
like
roads above.
blood-stained books are just getting pulled out of the tunnel. Wonder what that's
Mm,
about.
yeah, look at that. Okay, should I read this?
Yeah.
Oh, this is gross. You want me to read this?
Uh,
It's about
oh.
pedo.
Yeah, maybe let's not. We don't want to
Okay,
break the
okay.
terms of
Yeah, well,
service.
yeah, yeah. We won't read the pedo stuff, but yeah, that's what it is. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to see what that was, but yeah, more on the tunnels there.
Yeah, I
Um,
hadn't seen that one photo.
mm, mm.
Well, anyways, I
Oh,
guess that's the.
yeah.
We'll stop the Jew stories there. I mean, it's been a very bad year,
Mm,
bad start of the year for Jews.
yeah. L Jews.
Yeah, big Jewish L at the start of the
Yeah.
year.
What's a big L also is how Tim Pool and a lot of these people like reacted to it.
Oh
Like,
yeah, you had like Tim Pool, Miles Chong going like, oh, they dug these tunnels to escape from the COVID lockdowns or something, which makes absolutely no sense.
yeah, that's completely ridiculous. Yeah. So, yeah, it's everybody's showing their face, and you need to be aware of that, and who you listen to. That not all these people. A lot of these people might be on the payroll. You don't know, but
I'm pretty sure Chong is. Miles Chong's on the payroll. Tim Pool probably is.
Just a cuck.
Shapiro is obviously.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. There's so many people who gave these, and their excuses were all different, and yeah, all really quite silly. It was such a cope that like the excuses they gave were just it was just cope. You can just tell
It's like,
that
oh,
this
they
isn't a
they dug
legitimate.
they dug this tunnel so they could attend the worshipping services during lockdown, but then there's like
Yeah,
bloodstained books and bloodstained mattresses and baby high chairs in there.
well, exactly. Like where are the like the
They were
seats?
built in the last 6 months.
Yeah, yeah. Where are the like I don't know where's the shrines or whatever or the candles like or the all you see is like yeah like um mops and buckets and bloody rags and baby chairs and child yeah and then you've got bloody mattresses. It's like what's going on here? That this isn't kind of a worship thing. And yeah, it makes you think of Epstein Island and how he had that whole tunnel system underneath his
Yeah,
the
exactly.
thing. So yeah, it's yeah, very creepy, very creepy. And to think that these people, uh, you know, had some influence over like, wow, actually
I mean,
not
we were
just
just
this
looking at the
thing, but
photos. We're literally just seeing like all these
mm,
American presidents, Putin, Zelensky,
that's right.
the guy from Argentina,
LA, yeah,
Malay,
Javier
yeah.
Malay. Yeah, so
And this is their headquarters. Like these tunnels are literally under the headquarters of Jabad.
Mm, I mean, it really sheds new light on how you've got these big global pedophile rings where a lot of very elite people are implicated in them, like Prince Andrew and plenty of others, through this, and now we're beginning to see it's this Epstein, Mossad, Chabad sort of connection that is the new light being shed on this sort of global pedophile topic, elite pedophiles. So yeah, that's I mean it seems like a very important component. Like it seems like the component that a lot of people just aren't
Oh,
paying
where's that
attention to.
thing? It's like that meme. It's like, how's it all connected? It's like
Oh
banking, pedophilia rings,
yeah
the
yeah
media, pornography, and it's like shaped as a Star of David.
yeah. And he's like, I can't figure it out. How's it all connected? Yeah, yeah, that's good. Yeah, but yeah, basically that's because no one like practices this as their religion or their culture. Do you want to show that Oprah Winfrey interview of that fat
Oh,
lady? Or
is my
I put
computer
it in
spazzing
the
out for you, or is it just me? Oh
uh
wait, no, I fixed. I don't know what was going on. My like tab just went crazy.
yeah.
So the Oprah Winfrey one, yeah, got it.
Oh yeah. If you want to show that,
Yeah, we'll
yeah.
show it.
Was used also in worshiping the devil, participated in human
This
sacrifice
is like back when
rituals, rituals
Winfrey
of
wasn't completely
cannibalism.
controlled,
She says
or
her
something.
family has been involved in rituals for generations. She is currently in extensive therapy, suffers from multiple
Generations.
personality disorder,
Yeah.
meaning she's blocked out many of the terrifying and painful memories of her childhood. Meet Rachel, who is also in disguise to protect her identity. You come from generations of ritualistic abuse?
Yes, my family has an extensive family tree, and they keep track of who's been involved and who hasn't been involved. And it's gone back to like 1700.
1700s.
And so you were
Right. I was
I
born
think it's
into
been
a
going
family
longer than that, to be
believes
fair.
in this.
Yeah, past the
and
medieval
this
ages,
does
ancient
everyone
times.
else think it's a nice
Yeah,
Jewish
basically,
family?
Yeah.
From the outside, you appear to be a nice Jewish girl,
Definitely.
and you all are worshiping the devil inside the home?
Right. There's
thought it?
other Jewish families across the country. It's not just my own family.
Really?
There you go.
Wait, she's not the
And
only
so
Jew
you know the
in
devil.
America.
Lots of people now.
I talked to a police detective in the Chicago area, and several of my friends know, and I've spoke publicly before. And
So when you were brought up in this kind of evilness, did you just think it was normal?
I've blocked out a lot of the memories I had because of my multiple personality disorder. But yes, I mean, it's like if you grow up with something, you think it's normal.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought
So what
something-
kinds of things? You don't have to give us the gory details, but what kinds of things went on in the family?
Well, there would be rituals in which babies would be sacrificed, and you would have to, you know,
Whose babies?
there were people who bred babies in our family.
Brought babies.
No one would know about
Like,
it.
where are
A
the
lot of people
babies
were
from?
Overweight, so you
Oh,
couldn't
she
tell
said
if
bread-
they were pregnant
bread?
or
Oh,
not.
bread.
Or they would
Yeah.
supposedly go away for a while and then come back. The other thing I want to point out, not all Jewish people sacrifice babies. I mean,
No.
it's not a very
think we kind
typical
of know
thing. I just want to point that out.
This is the first time I heard of any Jewish
Well, I
people
don't know.
sacrificing
I don't know
babies.
about
But
that.
anyway, so yeah, you witnessed the sacrifice.
Not the first time I've heard of it.
When I was very young, I was forced to participate in that, in which I had to sacrifice an infant.
And the purpose of sacrifice is to what? Is to bring you what? What are you sacrificing for?
For power.
Power.
Yeah, it's like the blood rituals.
Yeah.
Blood
Yeah.
magic.
Power.
It's like something.
Sacrificing to Satan.
Yeah.
And so, were you were ever used? Were you ever used yourself?
I was molested. I was raped several times.
And what's your mother doing
She's
in all of this? What's her role in all of this?
I'm not exactly what her role is. I haven't, recovered all of my memories, but her family was extremely involved. She brought me to it. Both of my parents brought me to it.
Yeah, both the parents were
And where
involved,
is she
obviously.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Like men and women were both involved
lived in
in
the
the
Palestine
Simon of
area.
Trent killing as well.
And,
It wasn't just like rabbis; it was their wives as well.
And she was an upstanding citizen.
Right. Huma Abedin and Hillary Clinton.
Nobody would suspect her.
Were you raised with a sense of right and wrong, Rachel?
Yeah. I mean, it's like I had both. I mean, to the outside world, everything we did was proper and right, and then there were the nights that things changed, that things just got turned around. What was wrong was right, and what was right was wrong.
It's like the literal medieval
That's what
vampire
helped to create
Yeah.
somebody to
stereotype.
develop MPD.
Nighttime when night falls.
Multiple
yeah.
personalities.
Right.
Now, in your family, did you all call it worshiping the devil,
No,
Rachel? Or
I don't know.
it was just evil,
It
these
was-
things you did?
Right.
Right.
Well, I said it was evil, and they said it was good. There's a book that I had just come across called Lilith's Cave, which is a book of Jewish mysticism and supernatural, and there's a lot in that book that relates to what I, endured when I was a child.
That's what it's
Real
all about. It's
crazy
about. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you go.
Yeah, it's all about like just it's so evil, like that religion and just making everything kind of encouraging the worst aspects of mankind and the most decrepit and ugly. But Christianity is about lifting people up and appealing to the most honorable and the most strong and the most beautiful aspects of humanity that humans are fully capable of achieving. But it's kind of makes you realize, it's kind of no wonder why a lot of them have, problems with schizophrenia and other such
Yeah, like
maladies.
isn't there like Jewish disease where your brain literally just rots away? It's like early
Oh.
onset dementia, but it literally happens to like 10-year-olds.
Oh wow, no, I didn't know that actually. But yeah, that there's all kinds of maladies and maladaptive traits that are, kind of actually unique to that group of people. I mean, it's because that stuff it's not healthy, any of it, to do any of that stuff and to be that neurotic, but I mean, participating in blood. I mean, these people give up a part of themselves when they do that kind of stuff, and yeah, it's extremely unfortunate that yeah, but that is part of their history, there's this really good image I saw of Simon of Trent, and it's like 6 or 7 different images of the same thing, and it's like, why do these images exist, all over Europe? The same thing happened. Okay, why does this exist where you have these, rabbis, poking away at a child? But yeah, anyway, it's so very revealing. So we'll see. I'm actually really interested to see how this story evolves and how it develops. It came
Well,
amidst the time with
the
Epstein
mainstream. Oh,
documents.
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say the mainstream media like basically just didn't report it at all, but it still
It's
has
amazing.
traction. It still has traction on like X and
Imagine if-
whatnot.
imagine if Muslims or Christians in New York had, extensive tunnels with all this shady crap. I mean, they would be going off about it and going,
Yeah,
"Oh, for the Christians and Muslims, Islamic terrorists or Christian far right extremists."
yeah.
It's but yeah, they just dropped it in the media. There we go again. Jayish favoritism.
Yeah, well, the mainstream media was literally just like, oh, these wacky Jews are digging tunnels. That's so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, should we
Yeah.
continue with this?
So we sort of covered the tunnels and how it's all connected to Chabad and history of Jewish bloodletting and Jewish child sacrifice.
Mm,
Pretty bad. Big L for the Jews that this even got exposed at their headquarters. Yeah,
With
and we'll
the
see how.
mattresses, I mean, that was a slam dunk. The bloody mattresses where
Yeah,
the blood is at like the top of the bed. Like that is just child size mattresses as well. That is and no, you see the videos. It's like no wonder they're they're all freaking out. They're all trying
yeah.
to
They
get the
literally
cops
they start like
hysterical.
assaulting the police officers. They go
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah. Try to block them off with chairs
Yeah,
and the,
they thrashed their own like temple to try to
yeah.
stop the cops.
Yeah, the cops actually had to pepper spray them, and yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? That's incredible. So that they knew there was something that they didn't want exposed. They knew, that yeah, that they didn't want this getting out. So it's all just incredibly suspect. I mean, yeah, a lot of the people who are kind of neutral on them and try to, you know, amidst all this right wing sort of panic over Jayish behavior in the West, and abroad, a lot of people have been trying to excuse it, but even some of those people who formerly, like you saw the brother Nathaniel appearance on Alex Jones, maybe like Alex Jones was trying to tone brother Nathaniel down. Quite a lot, but even he saw this and he said, "Yeah, this doesn't look good. This is bad. Like this looks very bad." So it's just not. Yeah, it's totally inexcusable. Something
Yeah,
really shifty is going on here. Like all the jokes, all the memes aside, the rap memes. It's like that. This is we just saw like something abominable. We just saw something that I mean that's what it looks like with these pedophile networks and yeah, all of that. So I mean that what a bombshell, but
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
that's what it is. Yeah. So we'll
Yeah,
see how this develops. I'm very interested.
yeah, we'll keep you posted. But
Mm,
anyways, we'll move on to other news because we do have other stuff we need to talk about.
yep.
There's so like I guess speaking of like Jewish stuff, because Woolworths Group in Australia is like the biggest owners are BlackRock and Vanguard. So they go, uh, these goyim in Australia, they're not allowed to celebrate their national holiday, and they're going to stop selling Australia Day merchandise. But what do you think about it? Like Australian Day merchandise is basically just like the Australian flag. Like what
Mm,
else is there? Like that's pretty much the only merchandise there is. So they're going, no, the Goyim are not allowed to celebrate their national holiday of when their
wow.
nation, became a nation.
Mm,
When the colonies united and formed the federal government of Australia,
mm,
the Federation Day, basically.
mm, mm. Yeah. It's like
And
go ahead.
the excuse they said there's not enough demand, but then they literally did a poll, and 81% of people said that they should still sell it. So the whole excuse they gave that it's like, oh, it's customer driven demand, Goyam, it's the free market. It's
Mm,
like
mm,
it's not that. It's literally top down. Like
mm.
all these institutions like Woolworths and the government and like
Mm,
communist groups are still like seething when the voice referendum failed.
mm, mm, mm,
So they need to get back at like the stupid goyim somehow. So they're like,
mm,
no, you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to celebrate the day where your nation was formed.
mm,
It's not
mm,
allowed.
mm,
You're too racist, and you need to pay reparations to those brown people for some reason.
yeah. Yet they're freely okay to, sell, girls' dresses in the boys' section and gender neutral clothes in the girls' section of kids' clothing aisles and with the toys and stuff like that. But yeah, it's yeah, that this just speaks for itself, really. They don't want any national pride amongst
Yeah, exactly.
Australians, and yeah,
Well, I
it's
mean, these companies just want to replace, like, the founding stock of Australia and the, Anglo-Celtic founding stock of Australia with whatever cheap brown sludge they can port as their next source of labor. It's the same thing here.
mm. Oh yeah, same
So,
thing everywhere. Yeah.
so you've had groups in Australia call for the boycott of Woolworths, which I think is good. Ideally, you shouldn't be shopping at like supermarkets at all. But
Mm.
if you are going to shop at a supermarket, definitely don't shop at the one owned by BlackRock. That's a
Yeah.
bad idea. So
Mm.
in New Zealand, we should do the same thing. Don't go to Countdown or Fresh, was it Fresh World
Mm.
or Super Value,
Mm.
because they're owned by the Woolworths Group as well. So if you go to shop at a supermarket, make sure it's not Countdown,
Mm.
and ideally don't shop at supermarkets at all. Like go to your local organic butcher and
Mm.
baker for
Mm.
your goods. Basically, you don't really need to be buying this stuff from a supermarket at the first place. So like fresh veggie dealer and stuff like that.
Mm.
So go
Yeah.
to like the farmers markets to get your veggies, and the local butcher to get your meat, and the local baker to get your bread,
Mm.
and
Mm.
just phase out supermarkets entirely.
Yeah, yeah. We should all be doing that. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I'm in that process myself. So, got my own veggies. Got my own bread. Um. And yeah, I'm going to. And yeah, I've got my own. Uh. Yeah. So I'm pretty much there. I've almost got my own meat. But yeah. So everybody, we should. Every New Zealander should be doing this. Yeah. After
Oh,
what happens. But yeah. Yeah. Mm.
computer spazzed out again. But yeah, that's just sort of a quick one. So we'll get
Mm.
to this is sort of the last story. The
Mm.
escalation in the Middle East. The UK and the US have started bombing ground targets in Yemen.
Mm, mm,
After the Houthis have continued to target shipping, they're going through the Red Sea.
mm. Yeah, yeah. So this is not what we want to see. Again, Biden said, "Oh, I promise we're not going to get involved in the Middle East again," because a lot of lefties, they don't want it to happen. But we're fighting in Lebanon, in Syria, and now in Yemen, and where else? Oh, and in Gaza, right?
Yeah,
So we're like fully involved in the Middle East, and then we've got Ukraine and Taiwan, and am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something else. Taiwan,
Ukraine.
Ukraine,
Yeah,
yeah, Ukraine, yeah, um, yeah. So
I
I
think
mean,
those are the most of them.
I think that, yeah, yeah. So I mean, basically, that's what's we're $30 trillion in debt. That's the United States, and it's almost exceeds our defense budget. And you've got migrants flooding the border. It's like, how is any of this sustainable?
Oh, it
How
isn't.
is it? It isn't. It isn't. Yeah, and usually, I mean, this similar kind of thing happened with the Soviet Union, where it expanded its empire so thin and was involved in so many different things that it just collapsed in on itself. It couldn't possibly sustain that level of operation everywhere. So it definitely seems like the United States are going through
I think
the
if
same
stuff
thing.
really heats up in China, you'll see a lot more of that. I think at this point in time, like America can sort of handle it, but
Yeah,
if they get
yeah.
like another front in Asia, like China and Japan and Korea, all going at
Mm.
each other, like it will stress the American empire then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I really hope that we can get some nationalists into. I mean, it's like I've often thought, we really need to just get everybody to pressure. I mean, we all have to get all our countries,
In
intact,
order,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, in Z or Australia or whatever. But I've often thought, man, maybe we need to just get everyone to just go hard on America and just get everybody like woken up and wake them up and get them involved to just take back control of their
Yeah, I
government.
mean that would be
And
ideal. I mean, if like a an actual like nationalist or a patriot was able to gain control in America and do away with BlackRock and the
mm,
industrial military complex and Vanguard
mm,
and
the 30 million illegals that are in.
yeah,
There's 30 million illegals in the US, and they're still flooding over in just huge hordes.
yeah. I
Tens of
think there's
thousands of
hundreds,
people.
hundreds of thousands a month. Like every month, hundreds of thousands of people are just crossing the border, and there's absolutely
Yeah.
the government is doing nothing. They're actually like encouraging them and helping them out. They're like, oh, here
Mm,
you go. We're going to help sort you out, give you a house,
mm,
and then we'll help you on your way, help you integrate, that sort of thing. Instead of just literally
yeah.
going like, nah, go away.
Mm,
Instead of just
mm.
turning them around and being like, no, you're not coming in, which any sane country should do.
Yeah, I mean, Abbott is. I mean, sorry, I don't mean to derail too much from the topic, but I mean, Abbott is supposed. I mean, he's been trying to do something for a while. We just, he can't do it. I don't think it's been kind of unimpressive, and he has to go to the. Oh, we have to go to the federal agency to get them to ban. It's like our country is being invaded. We just need nationalists to take control of the government and just mass deportation campaign and just
Yeah,
have the military there and just stop it completely. Like just like the AFD is discussing. I think it came out today. They're discussing, having mass. We will promise you mass deportations from Germany, but yeah, it's like
yeah, that
it's.
sounds pretty good. It's good that you're having rhetoric like that, at least in
Mm,
European countries, but you do need stuff like that to happen in America as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. So we really just need someone like, I mean, hopefully if I mean it kind of rests on Trump and this idea that hopefully Trump has had a revival of conscience and a renewal of you know having been in the president's seat, actually understanding what it's actually like, and he just needs to executive orders left, right, and center, basically, and basically just become like a temporary dictator. To be
Yeah.
honest, like that just, I mean, so much of this is untenable. I mean, 10, 20 years down the track, I mean, what is it going to be like for the Western world if we don't rein in control of Washington D.C. and I mean the whole if we just let DC run amok, the whole Western world could collapse, and then what are we leaving it to, the BRICS nations? Oh, that
Yeah, that's
sounds
not
like
gonna work. Yeah.
yeah,
Most of the
oh,
BRICS nations like hate each other anyway. So,
yeah, true. I mean, it's like these people are retarded. It's like, oh, what a beautiful world that will be, not
run by
governed by
South Africa and China, it's like, and
yeah,
India,
Brazil,
Brazil.
it's like
Yeah. Wow, that'll be amazing.
yeah, what's such a future of a bright future ahead of us with these people, the
Yeah.
dystopia, yeah. But yeah, so I mean, it's yeah, that's the thing. Like with this war, we're continuing to just thin ourselves out and spend so much money and yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, Yemen, despite the recent strikes, I don't believe that those 70 airstrikes that America carried out were actually that detrimental. They seem still quite unswerving in their
Well,
determination
Yemen.
to repel the Guardian group or whatever, the Prosperity
Oh, Prosperity
Guardians.
Guardian. Yeah, I think that's what it was
Yeah,
called.
so yeah, it's like this is kind of like you see a lot of the neocons, Hector, in U.S. news, and they're all cheering this on. I think I saw some woman, upon hearing one journo woman saying, upon hearing that they were striking Yemen. Yep, there we go. That's okay. You can play it. You can full screen that
Yeah.
if you want.
Oh well, I'm just it's just yeah. Neocons always like support these wars. Also we
Yeah.
have just GIA, Greatest Ally Israel in chat. He says, what about New World? New World's not owned by the Woolworths Group. They're owned by Food Stuff, which is it's a Kiwi owned group. I think there's still like BlackRock investment in there though,
Mm.
but it's at least mm, somewhat Kiwi owned, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's why you shouldn't really shop at supermarkets at all. Like New World is better than Countdown. Like Pack and
Mm.
Say is better than Countdown and Super
Although
Value.
New World's had that tranny thing where that woman
Yeah, it's
said
true.
like, yeah. So even then, it's weird like that. But yeah, it's at least Pack and Save is linked to Julian Bachelor. Where did I hear
Is
that
it?
from?
I don't know. I don't remember hearing that.
Apparently, Julian Bachelor is like the friend of the guy who owns Pack and I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but I heard that from someone. So yeah, but yeah, so I mean, a lot of that neocon woman was saying, "Oh, finally, we're dropping bombs." But anyway, you want to play this video?
Yeah, so speaking of like neocons, so like Winston Peters come out in support of the bombing as
The
well.
United States and United
Ah.
Kingdom carried out the strikes in response to the targeting of ships in the Red Sea. We'll cross soon to our Europe correspondent Lisette Raymer, who is in The Hague, as Israel faces questions about its actions in Gaza. But first, Grace Thomas has the latest developments in the Middle East.
UK military jets taking off from an airbase in Cyprus, heading to strike Houthi-controlled areas of Yemen.
It's interesting that France wasn't involved. Weren't they involved with this earlier?
Yeah, maybe they have too many Muslims in France.
Yeah, I guess so.
Unverified video posted to social media claims to show multiple explosions in the country's northwest. It's a
a lot of strikes.
escalation and comes after the Biden administration and its allies, including New Zealand, warned the Iran-backed militant group that there would be consequences for repeated attacks on commercial shipping in the Red Sea.
These strikes were specifically targeting facilities that were known to have radars, missiles, and UAV capabilities that have enabled the...
Well, we'll see if it does anything, because yeah, they've been bombed by like the Saudis for like 10 years, so you'd think they'll know how to like harden and hide their military hardware.
Oh, it's definitely adapted, I think.
Yeah.
Chains and costs for many of the products we import. It's this type of disruption that the West say they're trying to stop.
That's pretty crazy when the Houthis did that.
Real life Counter-Strike.
Yeah. Real life Call of Duty, mate.
We reserve the right to protect and defend our forces, to defend the global trade that transits through the Red Sea.
And while US officials say Houthi rebels haven't retaliated yet, President Biden has already warned further measures will be taken if necessary. Grace Thomas, News Hub.
It's like, what further measures? Why is it so vague?
Yeah. Oh yeah, just whenever they're ready, I guess. So I mean, yeah, I mean it's kind of interesting. Like, yeah, ideally you shouldn't attack, civilian liners and stuff like that. But
yeah, I mean,
and a response is justified, to that. But the thing is that they're doing this while they think it's fine to basically starve out the people of Gaza, and starve them and pump sewage into their towns and
like
no
water
medical...
supplies, blow up hospitals and mosques and churches and schools.
Yeah, just the worst ethnic cleansing we've seen, and then we try and sail a commercial ship through to trade, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's like, yeah, that doesn't really, you can understand why this isn't flying well with the Yemenis. And basically this whole, you could talk a lot about this conflict, Hector, but basically we're all just waiting to see on what Saudi Arabia is doing, or what they're going to do, how they're going to, because they're caught in between.
Yeah, same with
Israel and the
Egypt.
US.
Like, Egypt makes a lot of money off the canal, but they don't want to be seen as supporting Israel.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and Saudi Arabia is in a very tough place as well, where and they have a significant Shiite population in the east, in their oil fields. So it's a tricky situation. What are they going to do? They don't want to raise the ire of the Muslim world by supporting Israel and the genocide in Gaza and their regime, but they also they want to continue trade as well. So it's they're put in a, but apparently they're having talks with Iran, which is amazing after
the Saudis. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, yeah. So this will basically just rests on them and what they're gonna do in, as you say, Egypt. So we'll have to see because yeah, that is pretty. It is quite hypocritical, really. But
Yeah.
for Israel to yeah do this, but
Uh,
again, why we need to take control of our governments. But yeah, anyway. So
we
yep.
got a couple chats. We have NZ Britbong saying, "What about the Otaki incident?" I don't know what that is. Do you know what the Otaki incident is?
Nah, no, I didn't hear about that. Maybe I'll just give it a brief Otaki incident. What's going on here? I'll just give it a quick. Two people have been hospitalized after a water incident at Otaki Beach in
Wait,
Kapiti Coast on Monday evening. St. John Ambulance said
water
it was
incident.
called to the beach at about 6:30 p.m. and attended to three people. It said two people were taken to Wellington Hospital, one in serious condition and another in moderate condition. So what's going on here? Yeah,
Water incident. What
it's
does that mean?
um, uh, yeah. I mean, it's showing
Oh, apparently it's
I just
about the
wondering.
tranny. The tranny thing happened in Otaki. So apparently this is just completely different.
Wait, are you being serious? I can't
No, this is
tell.
what Britbong and Zed in chat said. He was talking about the tranny that got misgendered apparently at a New World, and it
What?
made national news. Apparently that's an Otaki.
Oh, oh, really? Oh, okay. I thought. Okay, I was reading something completely different then. Oh, so apparently there's something with the water. To be honest, I wouldn't want to yeah, training in the water either. But yeah, okay, so that was an OTEC. Okay, interesting. So yeah, they did some Globo Homo shilling there. But anyway, okay, so I thought something big was going down or something. But anyway,
Yeah,
way to derail the show. Jeez.
nah, that's all good.
Anyway.
Yeah, and then we got GIA saying most South Americans don't even trust Brazilians.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure,
Like
yeah. Well, they all speak Spanish and Brazilians speak Portuguese, so I guess that's a bit different.
yeah, I guess so. But yeah, I kind of know what he means. Like in those countries, it's yeah weird. So they even steal people's gold in World of Warcraft. Like that's
Yeah, I
how.
think, oh, that's Venezuela that does that. They steal the RuneScape
Oh,
gold.
oh, okay. I thought it was Brazilians, but yeah,
Maybe
that was a big.
Brazilians do it as well. I don't know.
Probably I'll do it. But yeah. So anyway, what have we got here? Gonzalo Lira,
Yeah,
American
so
imprisoned. Mm,
he was the guy that got arrested for. I mean, to be fair, Gonzalo Rivera sort of was a bit of an idiot. He was like in
mm,
Ukraine while like
yeah,
criticizing Zelensky. Probably not the
yeah.
best move, but it is sort of interesting. Of like, this guy's an American citizen, right? And he got arrested by the Zelensky regime.
Mm,
And the complete disregard that America had for this guy is just actually crazy. Like, you
yeah,
expect
yeah.
if like someone gets arrested for better or for worse, like he was sort of stupid to do it. Like political speech by like supporting Putin while being in Ukraine. He probably
Mm,
should have done that, to be fair.
mm,
But yeah, the guy got arrested, and apparently now he's dead. And the
yeah,
Biden regime just like had no interest in like getting this guy, deported back to America or anything.
yeah.
They
That's
pretty much
right.
just
It's
left him to rot, and now he's dead.
yeah, basically. So much for being an American citizen. According to a lot of the corporations, Mexicans are more American than Americans themselves because they're harder workers. But yeah, I mean
Yeah, well,
that
they
just
they,
gives you
they dig more tunnels for Chabards, so that makes them harder
yeah,
workers.
true. Yeah, that's right. But yeah. So I mean, personally, I actually don't like Gonzalo
I don't
Lira
really like him either, but it is sort of
at
just
all.
interesting
Yeah,
how how the Americans regime just abandoned him. I think the guy's sort of retarded, but
yeah,
he still
no,
did get abandoned by his own government in basically like a cell in Ukraine.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like, yeah, it is pretty. That they'll leave you out to dry. I mean, just look at how they left J6ers out to dry.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying,
absolutely.
yeah, it's like a similar kind of thing. Like, yeah, the American citizenry is not really worth anything unless you're a black female basketball player
Yeah,
that smokes weed or you're a black rapper, you know, then that's worthy of, trading a super Russian super terrorist for, a black female basketball player, then, so it's like Globo Homo really, this religion, or the sect has kind of seeped into all areas, but Yeah, I mean, to give some context, I mean, Gonzalo Lira is very, not only is he pro-Russia, but he's actually very pro-China. He literally thinks China, and he's done a interview with Mike Adams. Like, you
Is he
can
sort of
see him
like a
say,
Duganite?
yeah, basically, yeah, but he's like pro-China. He's like, oh, China are the good guys. They're actually like
Yeah, that's
good
not really
people,
true.
and like
Neither's
they're
Russia.
actually.
Russians aren't the good guys as well. No,
Well,
neither of them are good
well,
guys.
nobody's really good, are they? You know, be it Beijing or the Kremlin or DC, like these people are all locked into a sort of ugly tug of war between what the world should look like, and this doesn't help anybody, you know, especially when they've got Chabad on the scene telling them what to do. But yeah, it's like he thinks China's like the good guys and all of this, that they're fighting against the evil American regime, and that what else does he say? He thinks that, you know, Ukrainian civilians are not being killed, you know, and attacked, and,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean
in
it's
some
just
cases
ridiculous
tortured.
stuff.
I mean, it's like, yeah, we have eyes and ears to see, like we can see that there is like, you know,
I mean, there's a
Ukrainian
war going on.
civilians.
Like
Yeah,
Ukraine got invaded by Russia. Like, yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Whether you think that's
war
justified?
crimes are,
Yeah, war
yeah,
crimes happen.
are being committed against the Ukrainian people. So I mean, this idea that, you know, the Russian army is just completely pristine, it's just that's not true at all. You know, similar to
It's like
the
it's the Russian
I,
army. The Russian army's never been pristine.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, you know, yeah, it's just we have eyes and ears to see. We can see that there are, you know, war crimes happening. You know, there's weird. Yeah, there's been all kinds of weird crap. I mean, with how demonic the Israeli army is being, that it's kind of derailed a lot of
Yeah,
the
it's not.
attention from how, because there isn't really. I mean, that is next level evil what the IDF is doing. But yeah, but still, what the Russian army is doing in Ukraine, it's still like wrong what they're doing to Ukrainian citizens. It's evil what they're doing to. So he seems to think that, you know, Russia and China can do no wrong, and they're actually the good people in all of this. So it's I don't like this guy. I think he's a shill.
No, he is a
Uh,
shill. But
yeah.
I just think it's interesting how the government just abandoned him. They're like, oh, you
Oh,
speak out
absolutely.
against the government, you're in like a foreign like torture prison.
Yeah.
We're not helping you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, you can imagine like Ukraine is getting invaded, and he thinks he can just mouth off. Like he should have been more balanced or neutral, and just, you know,
Or
he
if he is
provided
gonna
other.
shill for you, Putin, maybe like live in Russia instead of Ukraine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's retarded. Yeah, it is, as you say, Hector. It's like pretty stupid. Like, why? Like if he believes everything about, like, I think he's a bit of a QAnon boomer as well.
Yeah, I think he
Right?
is.
Yeah, like yeah. I mean, if he believes in all that stuff, like you'd think he'd be quite a lot more measured. And as you say, go to somewhere else, go to Russia, or even like I don't
I
know,
don't know,
Fiji or
Poland or yeah,
something.
Fiji. Maybe not
Just not in.
Poland.
Yeah, not in Ukraine, or yeah, somewhere like a Eastern NATO bloc country, you know, where they're gonna take offense to that, and yeah, so it's so anyway, Gonzalo Lira says his son,
Yeah, his
senior, right?
son's yeah, this his
Mm,
dad's also called Gonzalo Lira.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, pretty. So he was a fairly prominent guy, and yeah, I guess the American regime knew about him, but they didn't take any effort to help him out despite his
Despite being an American
political.
citizen in like a foreign prison.
Yeah, yeah, very very interesting. So that's kind of more information for us and how we should proceed, even though we don't share anything in common with that guy's beliefs. But yeah, yeah, too bad. So what's this?
Yeah, this is
BlackRock.
probably our last story for
Mm.
the day. I'll let you lead this one.
Oh, sweet as. BlackRock $10 million Bitcoin purchase will happen today. Expert says SEC is backed into a corner. So I believe this is the Securities and Exchange
Yeah,
Commission.
yeah.
Says yeah, they revealed that this is what's happening. That Larry Fink is going to drop all this money on a Bitcoin purchase, and this was January 5th. So Yeah, I'll read this. I'll read this. The world's largest asset manager, BlackRock, is set to make a significant Bitcoin purchase on January 5th. This comes as Bloomberg analyst James Seyffart, uh, interesting,
Yeah,
hinted
interesting
that
last name.
safe, yeah, Seyffart, hinted that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has no choice but to approve the pending spot Bitcoin ETFs finally. So okay, this is I don't know if this has already happened or
I think
you
it's
know
happened.
it's happened. Okay, wow. BlackRock to purchase $10 million worth of Bitcoin. As part of efforts to seed its spot Bitcoin ETF, BlackRock will purchase $10 million worth of BTC on January 5th. The asset manager had earlier scheduled this Bitcoin purchase for January 3rd. However, it was eventually postponed to this later date, possibly in a bid to ensure they gain all regulatory approvals and are fully
Yeah.
compliant. Yeah.
Yeah, because
So,
the SE,
hmm,
the SEC, I mean, they've been going after like a lot of crypto for a while. Like they went over after like Sol. They went after
uh-huh.
what was the one Odyssey used?
Uh,
They went after like the Odyssey company
mhm.
because they said they were doing like unauthorized securities. So they've been trying to crack down on crypto, but then like BlackRock goes, "Oh, we're actually going to buy crypto." So it seems like the SEC sort of has to back down from trying to regulate crypto because BlackRock wants to get involved with it.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. So, yeah, that's quite a lot of power there if you can get them to back down. But yeah, I mean, what do you think, Hector? Because
Well, all the
that's
prices are down.
yeah. I Yeah, 10 million. I mean, so that's a good sign for people who got involved in Bitcoin, I guess, when it came right down. What was it, a year or two ago?
Yeah,
Yeah.
last December 2020 was the low.
Mm.
Well, like about 5-year low or something.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not gonna say really it's a good idea to invest in Bitcoin now, especially if there's like a dramatic pullback. But with that, I believe they call these the whales. That
Yeah,
really. So I mean, maybe it is a good time to just get what profits you can. But I think I don't know if it's a top yet, but because of course we haven't the financial and economic calamity of the world has not been fully realized yet, and it's not fully impacted the whole world yet, even though we are in quite a steep recession. So perhaps it is still worthwhile understanding that and understanding that Bitcoin is a hedge against such eventuations with financial calamities and such. But perhaps it is still an okay time to buy some Bitcoin. Um,
yeah. Well, the
what,
best
what do
time to buy Bitcoin would have been 2 years ago, but
mm,
you can't live in
mm.
the past.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I mean, I think we've yet to experience a lot of the financial upset that
Yeah, I think it's
that
coming. Everyone's always talking about, oh, the recessions, it's coming. It hasn't
yeah.
quite happened yet, but we'll see with geopolitical events whether something happens with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's my last link.
Mm.
Greatest Al Israel says, "Women are dogs." Yeah, remember when like Coach Red Pill used to like go on like back in 2016 would go on podcasts with like Sargon of Akkad
Oh yeah.
and like they'll
Yeah.
debate each other on the kill stream, and now he's like got killed in a Ukrainian prison. Like, how does that even happen? How do you go from like doing debates on the kill stream with Sargon to dying in a Ukrainian prison because you shielded for Putin?
Maybe his great sin was that he went on a podcast with Sargon of Akkad. Maybe that was that was his come up. It wasn't that he was shilling for the Russian and China Duganite regime. It was that he appeared as a guest on Sargon of Akkad show. Joe Biden went, we can't have that. No, it's Sargon of Akkad is
Sargon's
enemy
just
of
too
this.
powerful.
Yeah.
Cole
Yeah.
Benjamin's just too powerful, mate.
Remember when he said, "I wouldn't even rape you"?
Yeah, he said that to like a Labour MP.
Oh Oh god, that was so funny, man. He actually did have some really good moments. That guy, I gotta say, like I don't hate him or anything.
I don't really hate him either. I sort of like
Yeah,
him, but
I think he's been actually very useful to our sort of. He's been very helpful. I don't think he's a bad guy.
he's not
You
like
know.
as bad as someone like Ian Miles Chong, who's just like a complete
Oh,
shill. So
yeah,
yeah,
that's
Sargon's not that bad.
no, and I mean he was commenting on the Jew tunnels and saying like, okay,
What the
something.
heck? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, even that's like, yeah. So, I mean, yeah. But how did we get onto Sargo? Oh,
Oh,
Gonzalo.
because we're talking about Gonzaro Lira, and someone in
Yeah.
chat said, "Women are dogs." It's like one of Gonzaro's like old videos where he's like, "Women are dogs, yeah," or something like that, in his like stupid accent.
Yeah, yeah. No, those were the days, eh? Those were the days. But
Yeah. But I think
completely.
that's it. So, anything else you wanted to mention before we sign off?
Yeah, I guess we'll get into much like we understand that a lot has happened, guys. A lot of very important stuff, and we'll get to it all. Don't worry, we'll have in-depth discussions about Barry Young and his expose of the New Zealand government, and lots of other things that have happened. But yeah, I would say just going into this new year, Happy New Year and all that. But I think it's going to be a very serious year. It could get quite rocky, especially as we are mounting up to the 2024 presidential election in the
Yeah, that's going to
US.
be interesting.
And it's going to be a very pivotal year geopolitically, Hector, because apparently there are like 40 different elections happening in this year. So I mean,
Well, I think you got the American one, obviously.
mm,
You've got, there was a couple countries in Europe having election. I think Germany's having an election,
mm,
so that'll
mm,
be a big
mm,
one.
mm,
What else?
um,
Poland's already had an election.
mm,
The Dutch have had an election.
mm,
Is
mm.
Canada having an election this year? Canada might be having one.
Okay, yeah.
The
Is
U
Turkey
is the
okay?
UK election this year? That
Uh,
might be early next year.
Yeah, we should probably even look into this in a separate show actually, just to see how this will kind of how this will kind of mount up and how this may shape things.
Oh,
We
there's
should.
the EU election, so like the EU Parliament election.
Oh, that'll be interesting. Yeah, maybe we should cover some of this in a separate show. Because it would be good to actually see what's going on this year. Because yeah, 40 different elections happening all this year with the U.S. presidential election. So yeah, that's a big one. But anyway, yeah, I'll just close by saying, you know, a lot of these elite, very rich blue blood kind of types they're investing in cryptos, mainly Bitcoin. I would recommend Monero and other privacy coins, but they're aside from that, they're investing in Bitcoin, land, and precious metals. So you might, if you've got cryptos, you might want to expand your portfolio to look at precious metals because those really do stand the test of time. And yeah, buy
Yeah.
them privately if you can. And yeah, gold and
Uh,
silver. Yeah, but yeah, that's just what I'd say. Yeah, those are things that you guys should maybe look at if you can do that. And yeah, brace yourselves because it's going to be a big kahuna this year, guys. So yeah, have your wits about you, and we'll fill you in as best as we can this year because we want all you guys to succeed, and we want everybody listening to this podcast. We want you all to make it, and
we're all gonna make it.
we're all gonna make it, lads. So that's what I'll say about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hector.
Yeah, I was just also looking it up. There's lots of elections this year. You got the Austrian election,
Mm,
Belgium election, American election, EU election, some German state elections,
mm.
Portuguese,
Wow.
Irish, Russian,
Wow.
UK local election, some Australian state elections like the Queensland election,
Oh
and I guess like the Mexico election and
yeah.
the British Columbia, a couple province elections in Canada.
mm,
And yeah, I guess there's a lot of elections, especially the American and EU, and a lot of European state ones will be ones to watch. Austria
mm,
would be interesting because I think in Austria they're, well, the supposed far right evil Nazi party, whatever they want to call it, is
mm,
like are polling better than any other party. They're polling like way better than the Labour equivalent, like the Social Democrat Party and the Conservative Party. So
Right.
that'll be interesting.
Is that the same one Sebastian Kurz was in? Kurz.
Um,
Maybe I think that he was more the centre-right party. I'm not sure if
yeah,
he
he
was
might
the
have been the
far-right.
centre-right one.
Yeah, but
But
okay,
the Freedom Party of Austria is polling ahead of all the other parties, so that'll be interesting.
good, good. Well, that's positive. Yeah, it seems to be the trend, the general direction. So, yeah, that's a lot of major countries actually who are
Yeah, Irish one will be good considering all the migration crisis that's also happening in Ireland.
True.
Hopefully they can sort themselves out, and the German state elections are also going to be important.
Yeah, yeah. Amazing. Okay, so we have a lot to. So maybe let's do an episode on that sometime. We could do even a whole episode just.
Well, the EU election one will be like its own episode. I don't know what time it is. Maybe we'll do a live stream. But I mean, you're going to have a bajillion, primary elections in the next year anyway, because so you're going to be having a primary election nearly every 2 weeks after about February. So there's going to be heaps of them.
Right, right. True, true. Yeah, yeah. Maybe. Yeah, far out. That'll be something. Crap.
But
Yeah,
we'll definitely do a live stream for the American presidential election, like we did for the New Zealand general election, because the election sort of actually works. It happens in the evening for us. Like it starts in the afternoon and finishes in the evening for the American election. So we'll do a live stream then.
Maybe even save up some annual leave if need be, Hector, for that date.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will too, and we can we'll do like a marathon maybe if you want.
All day marathon, because I think it starts around like 2 or 3 o'clock is when the New Zealand time, when the results start coming on from the earlier states like New Hampshire, Vermont, and
like 3 a.m.
No, in the afternoon.
Oh, true. Okay, that's good. Yeah.
And then it finishes at about 9 o'clock in the evening. By the time the votes from Texas and Colorado and stuff start coming in, you could probably predict who's going to win the election at that point.
Oh yeah, all good, all good. Yeah, I think maybe we could start maybe at like 4 or 5 just to get a bit underway, just to see where we stand after like 2 or 3 hours of the primaries, and then most of our lads will be asleep after 9, I imagine. So that'll be sweet as, I reckon. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think they do their elections on a Saturday, so it'll be our Friday or something. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, thanks for tuning in to the people in chat and the people that are watching the replays. Thanks for joining us. And as always, stay epic. I'll see you